Hello all.
Good sports show. I'm Nasser Khan, and with me here is,
Saad Khan.
and we're here to talk about your cricket weekly roundup. So just a little start off, we had the West Indies take on Afghanistan in the first week of the game. And you know what? The West Indies pulled off a brilliant win in India against Afghanistan. Rakeem Cornwall, 140 kgs, 140 kgs, 10 wickets. Saad, your thoughts?
Fantastic bowling. I think as a spinner, he knew he needed to step up, and his performance was really good. He picked up wickets, beating both sides of the bat, both edges, the inside edge and the outside edge. He got catches at slip, at leg slip. He was doing fantastic, and the West Indies now one up in the series. Afghanistan have it all to do to come back in it.
Agreed. And then what about Pakistan against Australia? Australia, David Warner scoring 336. Where did it go for Pakistan? What is going on? What is going on?
I don't know. I'm lost for words. 580 odd, I think they scored, and 593, and Pakistan 96 for 6. Absolutely shocking, unbelievable as well. Because when we bowled, it looked like it was the flattest pitch ever, and they were hitting boundaries for fun. As soon as we go into bat, their bowlers are making it swing both ways, getting inside edges, outside edges, LBW shouts. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I think our batting's not good enough. Our bowling's not good enough. Our planning is not good enough. We're seeing technical errors from the likes of Imam Haq and Azhar Ali, who should be able to be a bit more compact at least. I mean, they didn't show anything for the fans to be excited about or look forward to in the coming couple of days in Test match.
I agree with you a lot. Pakistan, there's not much to say. You can, who are you going to blame it on now? Like, there's no blame. Everything, the entire structure it's given up. Pakistan has had good teams. They've had bad teams, but this is just on another level where even as fans, as people watching, we just don't want to watch anymore.
Yeah,
it's gotten to a fact that it's embarrassing that Australia is laughing, that they're joking around with this, and it's an international game. They're having it as easy as they want. There's nothing for them. It's so easy. They're just easily going in. Everyone's scoring 100. It's like 100 giveaway. Shaheen might be the only bowler who actually looked to be threatening. Misbah, I have no idea. If you make him chief selector, coach, and batting coach, what else? You're gonna just make him bowling coach? Just make him the head of PCB. Make him the head of everything.
I don't know how he became coach. Well, what coaching experience does he have?
I have more coaching experience than he has.
I don't know how did his name come in? We're Pakistan, the national cricket team. We need an elite coach. Mickey Arthur was an elite coach. Misbah, I've never seen him coach anywhere. I mean, he could have the coaching badges, but you need experience. You don't just get your badge and be like, I'm gonna go coach Pakistan. That's not how it works. There was many better options than him. Even if we had to let go of Mickey Arthur, which I don't think was the right decision, there was better options. From the top to the bottom, everything is shambolic right now. Misbah Haq definitely has no idea what he's doing. Waqar Yunus, as bowling coach, has no idea what he's doing. You need to make a game plan. I don't know why in the second day you're trying something you should have tried with the new ball on the first day.
Yeah.
Going around the wicket to David Warner, wide action. I think, first of all, the playing 11, suspect already. Then everything with the bowling plan to the batting plan, it's just not working out for Pakistan. And you can see that we're struggling very, very badly.
No, I think it's just absolutely, everyone is just lost at the moment. There's the cricketers. I feel very bad for Mohammad Musa. He's inexperienced. He just played one PSL, and now all this hype. The entire idea, we're going to come to Australia, beat the great Australia. This might not be the greatest Australian team, but as long as you got Steve Smith and you're letting David Warner score, Marnus Labuschagne score, you're not even threatening their lower order at all. It's not even a test. Their bowlers are sitting up almost 2 days. They're sitting up with their legs up. They're relaxing. They come in. Our players have been in the field for almost a day and a half, a day and 3 quarters. And then you expect the openers to score. Obviously, Azhar Ali as captaincy, I think he looks lost in the field. He doesn't know one boundary happens. He's not proactive. He's reactive.
Yeah.
A ball will go through the gully. He'll put in a gully then. But if the ball's already gone, what's the point then?
Yeah.
What's the point then? They'll hit one shot through the covers. He'll put a deep cover. You don't do that. It's a test match. It's not an ODI where you try to defend. You're attacking to get wickets. With a new ball, you need to attack to get wickets. Why do you have 2 covers in? Just leave one cover in. Get 3 slips of gully. We saw yesterday a few chances go through the gully. But you know what? We only had 1 gully and 3 slips. Add in that gully. The ball was moving around the first day.
It was swinging. It was nice swing for Shaheen Shah, especially away from the angles come catchers in the positions. I think the captaincy has been poor as well. I think he's a very defensive-minded coach. Misbah is a very defensive-minded defensive-minded coach, and Azraeli is a defensive-minded captain. Like, we are scared to make decisions. We're waiting for them to do something, and for us, maybe some luck, and then we get the wickets. That's not how it works. It's international cricket. Defensive captaincy, defensive coaching, defensive plays, not going to win you games. We saw David Warner. He did start off slow. Both David Warner and Marnus Labuschagne, they started yesterday, the first 10, 15 overs, they were playing out the new ball. But as soon as they settle in, they're smashing all our bowlers. Yasir Shah, almost 6 runs and over. Iftikhar Ahmed was getting smacked all over the park. Everyone was really getting the hammering. And David Warner played for fun, really. It was like we were some college bowlers and playing an international scene, and they were just smacking us around for fun. Absolute joke.
Yeah, it was nothing. There was no sort of game plan for Pakistan, you know. As someone, I feel like I'm reiterating myself, but that's what it is. That's what the cricket of Pakistan has now come to. It's a fallen state where from where they were, you could say with Misbah 3 years ago, that was a great team though. You had bowlers, you had a plan with a coach. There was a plan that you can tell they're planning for this. If this is not working, okay, we have a good backup plan. There was nothing out there, you know, where the coaching staff, the captain, it just has to go down to them. Ehsan Mani, Wasim Khan, the MD, he's coming in, he's just ruining the cricket. Pakistan has not had anything good to cheer about. And cricket-wise, at least, they've had nothing. We won 2 ODIs against Sri Lanka on their C team, and we're good and stuff. We lost to them in T20s. We got hammered. You know why? We brought in players like Umar Akmal, Ahmed Shahzad, consistently failing, as you said last time, consistently failing. But you know what? They're consistent. So Pakistan's going to play them because they're consistent. Doesn't matter if they're doing well. They're just failing.
Yeah.
But they're consistent, you know? That's the motto for Pakistan, it seems like. And that's how it's been from then. Australia, 3 T20s. First one got rained out. I don't know why you bring back a 30+, 35+ year old guy. You know, Misbah Haq. I'm sorry, but there's a saying. You stay long enough to be here, or you see yourself become the villain. And now I'm sorry, you're becoming the villain.
He was a great captain. I think he was with a team that was able to win games. You know, as a batsman, I think I respect him a lot. As a captain, people say he was still defensive, but he was a good captain. He had a good team. He did well with our team. He took us to number 1 in the world in Test match cricket. But as a coach, you've done nothing to show us that you have any potential. We have the T20 World Cup coming up next year, and you've already ruined the T20 team. The structure that the whole team that we had created for the past couple of years, that Sarfaraz Ahmed and Mickey Arthur worked towards for the 2020 World Cup, he's come and ruined everything. The likes of Sarfaraz Ahmed is out of the team, Mohammad Hafiz and Shoaib Malik out of the team. I mean, it's shambolic. And then going back to the test team right now, Misbah al-Haq, he's selected the team out of nowhere. Iftikhar Ahmed, he's a good T20 player. Why are you playing him in tests? You can see by his technique, the way he got out today, a wide short ball trying to cut it. You have to just play easy. You don't have to play everything in the first 25 balls. He's trying to smash everything. I mean, he's not a test match player. Everyone can see that. I don't know how he's still playing. He got smacked around. And one of the reasons Misbah said he got picked over someone like Fawad Alam, who's consistently scoring, is because he can bowl some off-spin. He got smacked around. Every time he comes into the attack, David Warner and Marnus Labuschagne, their eyes lit up. They're trying to play all over the sweeps, on the ground six. Iftikhar is definitely not good enough to be in the team. I think about that. A few other players in the team as well in the side who can't really be in the team. And then back to the fact where Mohammad Musa, obviously young talent, I feel bad for him because you can't just bring young players and expect them to win games. You know, you need to groom them, you need to teach them, you need to give them plans and all. It looked like there was no plan for Mohammad Musa. He's coming around the wicket short, then over the wicket full, short, full. Like you feel for him a bit.
One ball good and over, you know, there's nothing, and especially Waqar Yunus, you know. This is the 3rd or 4th stint he's had.
4th or 5th probably.
Yeah, and you can tell he's consistent, you know. What is he doing? He's consistently failing. He's failed 3-4 times. You know what? We'll give him another chance. He'll fail again. As a bowling coach, at least control your bowlers' front foot lines, man.
So many no balls.
So many no balls. Last game, okay, we thought maybe this game you'd control them. You know what? Same thing. You're putting a kid under pressure, you know. He just played cricket for a year almost, hardball cricket at the highest level for a year, Mohammad Musa. And you bring him to the test team and you tell him you're going to win us the game. You say the same thing with Naseem Shah. You overplay him, you injure him. A guy who's just come back from a back injury, a stress fracture, you know. At 16 already, that's already very, very, very It happened to him. He shut down his red ball cricket because he needed to prolong his career. I don't know if this is the same way they have to go Naseem Shah. He's a great player, no doubt it.
But we have to manage the load. We saw what Mohammad Amir. He decided he's not going to play red ball cricket anymore.
That was a different story. Mohammad Amir just doesn't want to play for Pakistan. He gets 5 years out of the game, yes, and everything. He comes back. Pakistan treat him, give him the chance. And now after a few years, I think he's just going to be chasing something else rather than playing for his national colors, which is a disgrace. Playing for your national team is, I think, the biggest honor someone can have. So representing your country is the biggest honor that I would have. Even I think you would have.
Yeah.
Representing your country, there's no bigger honor than that. And I just don't think the players that are on the field yesterday, these past players that have just decided to retire just because, I just want to prolong my career and stuff. I just can't play. Mohammad Amir was bowling really well in the last Test series.
I think he should have continued, or at least played to this series. In Australia, or maybe find a balance. Like, I'm not going to play home tests because there's not much for me to play in our conditions. But when we go away, Mohammad Amir could have been a deadly bowler right now with Shaheen and Mohammad Abbas. Yeah. Shaheen has shown he can swing it both ways. Mohammad Abbas, I mean, he didn't pick up wickets, but he was consistent. He was not giving away 6-7 runs and over. He had 4 to 5 good balls and over. Sometimes all 6 were very good balls. But when you let batsmen settle in from one end, the other end can't do too much. We always talk about batting partnerships. There's also something called bowler partnerships. We need 2 bowlers to be supporting each other. And we were seeing sometimes when Musa was bowling with Abbas and one over from Musa was going 8-9 runs, and then Abbas 3-4 because they were easy taking singles. And just because Musa's bowling poorly and he has to have 3-4 fielders, 5 fielders out in the deep, doesn't mean you have to keep the same from Mohammad Abbas. And it goes back to the captaincy and the coaching. I just don't think they have any plan. I don't think they're good enough. I think this team is a long way to go, and hopefully by the next series we make some big changes, new batsmen, maybe new bowlers, or just something different. Because right now this team is definitely not good enough to compete.
I think the entire structure from the top to bottom at the moment, it's fragile. There's something going on where Misbah-ul-Haq is coach, Waqar Younis is coach. Waqar Younis recently he said that he should never be coached again. In his last report after that, 3 years later he'll get the same coach. Misbah-ul-Haq, what has he done? Nothing. He's a good player. I don't deny him, but not every good player becomes a good coach.
Exactly.
And just because he was a good player does not mean he'll be a good coach. And you can see that right now.
He's not done anything. He's not improved our cricket. He's brought it down.
He's brought it the other way down. Absolutely.
He's removed Sarfaraz from captaincy. That's a big decision. No matter if you say it was not his decision, it was other people's. It's a big decision to remove your captain from all 3 formats
for the last 3 years almost.
Exactly.
And most Misbah Sarfaraz.
And you don't win without him. Yeah. You're not winning. If you do changes and you're winning, I'll support you. That's fair enough. You made a good decision for the betterment of the team. You're making decisions that are bringing the team down. Umar Rahman and Ahmed Shahzad, they were one of the reasons we lost that series. Now, going to the Australia T20 series, Mohammad Irfan. I don't know how he gets selected. He's one of the reasons we lost that series. Not selecting likes of Hafiz or Shoaib Malik in that T20 series is another reason we lost. We went with so many defensive players in the T20, and when we go to test, it's just so defensive, or there's no balance in between. We're playing, if Takar, a T20 player in tests, then we're not playing someone like Mohammad Hafiz in T20s who should be playing that format. I don't know. It's shocking.
Just the fact that the World Cup is next year is in Australia. It's supposed to be Pakistan's proper. See their players that they have not tested, that are in the picking, like who players Pakistan might select for the World Cup next year in Australia. See if they would select them, Bring in Khushdil Shah, right? He's decent, but is he really part of this? You bring in Mohammad Irfan. Is he really going to be part of that squad? Honestly, tell me, is Mohammad Irfan, did he even have any reason to go there? No. Instead, you play him 2 games. First game he got hit for 21 in and over, 2 overs. All right, but he's had his chances. This is a comeback. And you saw how bad that comeback went. You had 2 youngsters sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you've lost the series, you give it to them. And by then, Australia are playing free-flowing.
And they bowled second, and they're only defending 106.
Yeah, and you can't score.
And I wouldn't be surprised, really, if Misbah drops one of them or both of them, because that's the decision Misbah makes as chief selector. He can do anything. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he took Imam-ul-Haq as a T20 player. I don't know how he did that. He might just make him a starter.
Yeah, Imam-ul-Haq.
He might just be
Sohail, 2 players.
You can't have a T20 batting lineup with
just because your players are playing well in ODIs does not mean you bring them in other formats.
Exactly.
Imam-ul-Haq and Harsh Sohail are playing very well in ODIs. All right, keep him in the ODI system. I think England has done that really well. They have spread their teams are different. 50 over players. You see Broad and Anderson only playing tests, not 50 overs or T20s, because that's where they specialize. Then you see players like Tom Curran who are playing T20s because he specializes in that. You see players like that specializing. And players like that, yes, they might not be good enough for other formats. They try in domestic, but that doesn't mean you quit in domestic. I feel very bad here. Shout out has to be given to Fawad Alam, who's one of the best Pakistani first class player, probably
12,000
first class
this week
with
a double century.
Yeah.
And he's being ignored for the likes of Iftikhar Ahmed, who every time touches the bat with the ball goes straight to a fielder.
And over the last 3 years domestically, Fawad Alam has had the highest average. He still has a lot of runs, but he has the highest average of nearly 58. His overall first class average is 58, and which is just showing that just because you play in domestic doesn't mean you're going to play international for Pakistan.
Because our
system is terrible. The system is the worst it can ever be, and it's just going to get worse. But enough about Pakistan. How about we talk about the New Zealand-England game? New Zealand again putting up 375. Latham, brilliant century.
Also, big shout out to the debutant Mitchell. He came in for Colin de Grone, who was injured, and it was a fantastic 73. You can just see towards the situation, the partnership that the middle order had. Him, Santner had a good role as well. I mean, they played good cricket, and they've put England in a position of trouble. 24 for 2, I believe it was, at the end of the day. Them losing Denley as well.
And Thompson, and Sibley.
Yeah, Denley and Sibley right at the end. Matt Hendry, very good swing. I think he also had Burns nicked off. It was dropped, unfortunately, but Henry he's a fantastic bowler as well. Coming in for Trent Bolt, and New Zealand are doing fantastic well. England have all to do in the coming days.
Yeah, I think it's going to get very tough for England, especially with Joe Root not in form. He needs
an
inning. Where he was. He needs an inning. He needs 100, 50, something to get going. Joe Root, the old Joe Root that we saw, he's been diminished in tests recently. But I think for him to be really good, that he should keep playing. He has to work hard. He's now in a better batting position, in my opinion.
Yeah.
4 was always his
position. It was always he tried
to force himself up to 3, and it just wasn't working. And I think, you get Denley, but at the end of the day, he's still batting as if he's at 3 because they're losing those wickets so early. So I think you see the best batsmen. Steve Smith batted at 4. You see Virat Kohli batted at 4. Joe Root now going down to 4. My bad, I said Joe Denley. He's a good batsman, but he's not up there yet, or he might be up there.
We saw Babar Azam now batting at 4 as well. So I think that's a good long-term plan for the best players. Usually bat at 4 because apart from Kane Williamson, who in my eyes is probably one of the top 2 in the world, because he carries that team, and he bats at 3 because he's not scared or he's not worried about the new ball. I think other teams, they try to keep their best batsman at number 4. So if they lose an early wicket, that he doesn't have to play the brand new ball. And especially with the red ball, it swings a lot more, and it's just dangerous for having one of your players go out there so early and then come out in the duck out a couple of overs later. So.
Talking about 4s, Mitchell Stark also took 4 wickets, 4 for 22, explicitly. He bowled really, really well with the pink ball, and he gets it to swing, and he gets it really well. But I don't think we've credit Australia here enough. They've done hard. They've done the hard work. They've put up 583 runs. Yes, it might have been the best performance for Pakistan, but still scoring 336 is not a joke. It's not an everyday task. Marnus Labuschagne scoring 100. Joe Burns missing out. Steve Smith only scoring 40. But if you're able to score 580 for 3, you might think it's a flat deck. But you know what? The Australian players, they come out under lights. Josh Hazelwood, Pat Cummins, and Mr. Stark. The trio come out, and they absolutely demolished Pakistan last night. There might be some prediction for rain tomorrow and the day after. But even though there might be one day left, I still feel that 14 wickets for Australia is not too hard, especially with the way Pakistan's playing. I think Australia are going to win this one. I think England need a performance from someone in that middle order needs to stand up other than Ben Stokes. Stokes played well last game. Zach Crawley has a debut. It's too much to expect from him. But what can
I think
the
it's
debut
also
show?
out of position. He's not really a lower order batsman. He likes batting higher up. So it's going to be fun to see how they bat. A lot of eyes on Joe Root, obviously, and Ben Stokes, the 2 most senior players in that team right now from the bowling unit. I think it's just how they bat, really. They got good batting depth. Chris Wokes is back on the side. Sam Curran, that 8, 9, 10 Archer can have a bat as well. So, it's a team that should be able to bat deep. It's just how do they bat in conditions that swing a lot. And we've seen them struggle a bit before in New Zealand the past couple of years. But I think this is the real test.
I think that's all from us today, guys. And I hope you guys had a good listen. If you guys have any ideas or any opinions or any comments, please leave it in the comment section below, and please like sports on Instagram at the No Good Sports Show. Thank you for a very good, fun time. I'm Nasser Khan.
And I'm Sal Khan.
And we're
we'll
signing
see
off.
you later. Bye bye.